behind the gift of life. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo.
Your best source for local news.
Newly released police video shows the arrest of a 17-year-old.
KIRO Newsradio.
With Amazon Business, smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ziprecruiter.com/free to try it for free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. The falling out between President Trump and Elon Musk over the president's spending bill has gone public in a big way.
I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here.
CBS's Torian Small on Capitol Hill.
The reason why he is coming out so forceful is because he believes that this bill would be antithetical to the point of his being a part of the government in the first place, which was to get rid of costs, the high costs, waste, fraud, and abuse, as he calls it.
Trump's comments came today during a White House meeting with Germany's new chancellor, where Ukraine was among the topics. Linda Kenyon has that.
President Trump described Russia's war against Ukraine this way.
You have two kids, they fight. Sometimes you let them fight for a little while. You see it in hockey, you see it in sports.
The president spoke in the Oval Office during a visit from German Chancellor Friedrich Merz. When asked for his response, the chancellor chose his words very carefully.
We both agree on this war and how terrible this war is going on.
Chancellor Merz also said Germany is on the side of Ukraine. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
A judge has granted bond to a Massachusetts high school student arrested on his way to volleyball practice. He's 18 now, but came to the U.S. from Brazil when he was 7. Reporter Joe Weil.
An immigration judge has ruled Marcelo Gomes can be released on $2,000 bond. We've also learned he's been moved to Plymouth, which came as a surprise to his lawyer during the hearing. As of last night, he had been held at an ICE office in Burlington. We don't know when Gomes may be released.
Homeland Security officials said his father has a habit of reckless driving, and while they never intended to apprehend his son, they found him to be in the U.S. illegally. The FDA is having trouble finding food inspectors, as Peter King reports.
The FDA says it faces, quote, continuing obstacles in recruiting and retaining qualified investigators after a Health and Human Services report saying the agency falls short on inspections and other issues. The FDA says it's been a long-time problem due to limited resources and the large number of facilities that need to be monitored. The HHS Inspector General's office says it's made 4 recommendations for improvements and that the FDA has agreed to all of them. Peter King, CBS News.
Investors on Wall Street seemed indifferent to President Trump's tariff talks today with the Chinese president. They're awaiting tomorrow's jobs report. In the meantime, checking the numbers on Wall Street, the S&P 500 and NASDAQ are flat. The Dow Jones Industrial's up 51. This is CBS News.
Progressive Insurance. Progressive can protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, RV, and more. In short, a lot of things. Bundle today at Progressive.com.
You will hear a Washington State man talking about the daughters he's now accused of killing. But first, from the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk, A crash is blocking a lane on I-90 westbound near State Route 18. Roadwork has a lane closed on northbound I-5 near Nisqually. You're backed up between the Nisqually Bar and Grill and Barton Way East. You've also got construction along JBLM southbound. Travel time, Olympia to Tacoma, 43 minutes, about 10 longer than typical. Tacoma to Olympia, 45 minutes longer. Traffic brought to you by Seattle Sports. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch.
Your Honor, I think it's important that these girls get the opportunity to be with their dad.
The voice of Travis Decker, who is now accused of killing his 3 daughters. That sound is from an earlier court hearing in his custody battle over his girls.
At the September hearing, Travis Decker pleaded with the judge not to change the parenting plan he had in place with his ex-wife, Whitney Decker. Whitney filed a motion to take away overnights, alleging Travis owed thousands in child support and couldn't ensure their 3 daughters' safety because he was homeless. In court, Travis explained he'd never put his daughters at risk and often took his daughters camping.
Every time I've had the girls, we have been in campsites in national forests and paid campsites.
7 months later, deputies found the bodies of Decker's 3 daughters at a campground near Leavenworth. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Justin, there is a massive police response in Kent right now on 68th Avenue. That's between 228th and 212th Streets. We are in contact with Kent Police and we'll bring you more information about this unfolding situation as soon as we get it. A Snohomish County jury has found a driver guilty in the death of Washington State Trooper Christopher Gadd. Prosecutors argued Raul Benitez Santana was speeding after drinking and smoking pot when he crashed into Gadd's patrol car.
He's seeing, if he bothers to look at his speedometer, he's seeing 112.
Santana is set to be sentenced July 2nd. Bellevue police cracking down on speeders say they clocked one going more than 100 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone.
Speed alone is creating a huge risk for a community like Bellevue.
Officer Drew Anderson says cops arrested 8 drivers and wrote 300 speeding tickets last month alone. Some OBGYNs are pushing back over the federal government's decision not to recommend the COVID shot for pregnant women. Dr. Linda Eckert with UW Medicine says newborns get some protection from COVID if their mom has been vaccinated.
Infants 0 to 6 months of age actually are pretty high risk when they develop COVID. They have the same hospitalization rate as adults over 65. And we're recommended to give adults over 65 those vaccines.
Right now, there is no approved COVID vaccine for newborns, so she says it's up to mom. Big changes coming to a popular park near Gig Harbor. Kopachuk State Park has been closed since last June. Crews have been working on a $10 million renovation, including a welcome center and a playground. Now they're in the home stretch. They're aiming to reopen in August. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Mostly sunny skies today with highs in the mid-70s. It's 66 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome to the show. Happy Thursday to you. Happy Thursday. It's Thursday, right?
All day long.
All day long.
Yes, sir.
I'm Jake Skorheim. That's Spike O'Neill.
It's the best Thursday you'll ever have, right here today. I'm making you a promise.
We have a lot of really
great. This is
great
the best Thursday you are ever going to have. And you've had some great Thursdays.
Pretty good Thursday.
I venture to guess that 1/7 of your life has been spent on Thursdays. I'm just spitballing here. But
that's a pretty good guess.
1/7. Am I right?
That makes sense.
You're going to have a great day.
I think it is going to be a great day. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. One of my favorite things in the world is to eat good food. And we have National Donut Day coming up tomorrow. So we have Top Pot guys in next. They're going to be live with us in studio, which means I get to stuff my fat face.
Unlike last week's empty promise.
Yeah, last week you got it wrong.
I gave you the worst Thursday of your life last week.
Last week was a
bad
big rebound from last week.
I got a lot to make up for.
Yes, you do. But you have accomplished it.
I'm trying.
You got him in here. It's going to be fun. It's going to be next segment. So if you're enjoying. You can watch the show live, which is a lot of fun. It's a whole different element. You get to see our faces, not just hear our voices, but you get to see us as well and participate. You can go to YouTube, look up on YouTube and search KIRO 97.3 and in the search bar, and then Jake and Spike Live is going to pop up, which is a lot of fun. And also, I didn't know this, but if you go to mynorthwest.com, you can also watch us live at mynorthwest.com.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't know it, but you can do it.
We're making it easy for people.
Yeah, we're making it easy. It's a lot of fun. People are loving it. All right, a lot of stuff to talk about. Yesterday, just as a quick follow-up, yesterday you and I and Laura were all discussing that we were going to go to a Mariners game last night. We went together as a show, which was a lot of fun, and with some other of our, a few of our other coworkers here.
It was kind of a KIRO night.
Beautiful evening, gorgeous weather, perfect. And
our bosses really laid out the red carpet for us yesterday.
Very nice, yeah.
That was nice to see some show of appreciation. Agreed.
We're doing very well for them.
But a lot of bosses should but never do.
Well, they're appropriately treating us with the respect that we demand and deserve. No, but it was really fun last night because I told the audience this was the first, one of my sons, his first big league ball game. And to be able to take him last night was so much fun. It was such a blast. And in my head, as any parent knows, you go into these with pretty high expectations.
You were sky high.
I was
easily.
I was almost in tears before we even got to the ballpark, just on the show here yesterday, because I was like thinking about it. I'm like singing this song in my heart. I'm like, baseball with daddy. You know, like I was.
Me and my dad at the game.
I'm gonna go to the game and have a lifetime memory with my papa. And I was just, in my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, he's going to have these lifetime core memories. And he might. And I think he will, and it was a lot of fun. But I certainly will.
Yeah.
I'm going to remember that for the rest of my life. And I was telling him on the way home, and he's like almost, because the game ended at near 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So he's almost asleep, if not asleep in the back. And I'm pouring my heart out. I'm like, oh, it's such a good time, buddy. It was so great. I'm going to remember this for the rest of my life. And he's just like, I'm tired. He's like, turn up the music, please. But it was really fun, and we got to meet. We met one of our super fans over at Sumo Dogs.
Jay, yeah.
Jay was a good dude.
Jay was a wild one.
Jay,
the last mind bender. He introduced himself as the last mind bender several times.
Yeah, he did.
I never seen a man work that hard. He was taking care of the customers, taking care of business.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Yeah,
he's a good dude. Yeah, he let us when he heard we were coming. He sought us out, and we were able to stop by and say hi. It was really cool.
Did he try to feed you as much as he tried to feed me?
He did. I didn't let him.
Me neither.
Because
well, first off, the Godzilla dog terrified me.
It's huge.
Terrified me.
Yeah. But he's a good dude.
Great guy.
I felt bad accepting free things, and so I was like, no, I'm just here to say hi, and you're a good dude. So thanks for listening to the show. The Mariners lost, which was not cool.
No, that's it. But you know what?
But we all had fun.
That's part of baseball.
And you got to meet Spike. This was funny. You got to meet Laura's. I met her for the first time. Laura, your mom came.
Yeah, I brought my mom.
Very youthful. She looks very young.
Yes.
In fact, Spike didn't even know she was your mom.
Spike didn't even get to meet her because
and he never knew she was your mom.
I never knew she was your mom.
The entire night.
I feel like an absolute bag of dirt.
We're meeting at the pre-show meeting today, and we're all just chatting about what fun it was last night in the afterglow of the wonderful evening. And Spike goes, "Who was that lady you were with, Laura?"
Yeah.
And you're like, "It's my mom." Dum-dum.
Who is your friend? I didn't get a chance to meet your friend. First off, your mom is incredibly youthful.
It's not like we were sitting
incredibly
in a massive part of the stadium. We had our own private box.
I could have and probably spilled beer on the woman.
You were sitting next to her. How did you not know it was Laura's mom?
It didn't come up.
Did we mention all the free food the boss paid for? You noticed that I stuffed up pretty good yesterday.
I guess.
Did you notice?
Yeah, but I just don't know.
But I got to meet. It was wonderful. There were so many kids came to the game.
It was great.
You brought your son.
Our boss, another coworker, brought his.
There was like four or five little ones. Like I mean, we're talking like under the age of 8, probably all of them, maybe under the age of 8.
They took over the front
8.
row.
Yeah,
they were all the same age.
Almost enough room for all the snacks. These guys were just machines, and that's baseball. That's part of baseball.
You know, it was really funny.
Hot dog, popcorn, peanuts.
At one point, so the three of the 4 kids that were there were little boys.
Yeah,
and at one point they're leaning over to look down in the terrace level,
the lower deck. Yeah,
and one of them leans back. And I'm not going to say who it is. I don't want to embarrass him. But it was very funny. His kid was hilarious. It was a coworker of ours. But he leans over and he goes, "Oh, my gosh." And he leans back into like my son and then our boss's kid, who are both, I think everyone was 8. I don't know their ages. I can't tell kids' ages. But it doesn't matter. They were kids. So they're small people. So he leans back to these other small little people and he says, he goes, "Oh, my gosh, don't look down there." And of course,
what? Yeah.
Got to look down there.
Please.
But there was a lady breastfeeding down there. And so all the little boys like peek over the edge, like it's only thing.
Oh, it's the stuff of magic.
And then somebody hits a home run. Unfortunately, it was not a Mariner.
It wasn't us.
Set from the chest. Here comes the 1-1. Swung on, crushed right field. This is hammered. Dylan back. He's looking up, and it is gone. Halfway up the stands, right center field. Adley Rutschman, his 6th home run of the season.
I don't like it.
That was a long ball.
I don't like his difficult to say last name, and I don't like that home run. And then they tripled into 7th to take the lead, which the Mariners never got back from.
Looking for the final out here in the 7th. Here's the 0-2 on the way, swinging a line drive down the right field line. It is hooking. It is going to be a fair ball in toward the corner. Rounding third, heading home, Marias. He'll score. Mayo rounding third, being waved in. The throw-in is going to be cut off. No relay to third. 2 runs are in. And Kerstead winds up on at third with a 2-out, 2-run triple. And the Orioles have the lead 3-2.
Anyway, the Mariners never rebounded, but it was a fun game.
It was a one. You don't win them all. That's part of baseball. You don't win them all.
Well, you don't win any against the Orioles. And the Orioles are horrible.
They're having an off year. They already fired their skipper.
They're
like
the worst,
30 games in.
Worst team in baseball right now, except the Mariners.
No,
they beat twice.
We're still only a half game out of first because the Astros managed to lose yesterday to Pittsburgh. I'm scoreboard watching during the game.
Dan Wilson said we just haven't been able to bust it open. He said, talking about their losses to the Orioles. They're clearly a better team than the Orioles. They just can't put it together for whatever reason. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's the nice weather.
It's game inches, right? When we scored our first run of the night, Cal Raleigh hits a ball and tries to stretch out a single into a double.
Yeah.
He's pushing. He
got an RBI on the deal.
Got an RBI on the deal, but he gets thrown out at second. Right. Then we have a play at the plate. Crawford scores. It's called a run. They go to review. It's a game. It's so close. They're pressing. They're so close to breaking through.
Game of inches, like you said. Question for you though. You just made a statement there. You said we.
Mm-hmm.
You said we. As
we.
In
Yeah.
We.
That's
how I talk too about home teams.
Yeah.
I say we, like when we're talking about the Seahawks. Oh, I'm so excited. We're going to the playoffs or whatever it is.
Yeah.
We is part of it. I have a friend of mine who always gets mad at me. He goes, "Oh, did you join the Seahawks? Are you part of the team?" I'm like, dude, that's not. Is it okay to refer to yourself as a we as part of the team?
Ask the players how much they count on a home field and the home field advantage.
100%.
And the sound of the crowd.
Okay, so my buddy's just a spoil.
Your buddy's just a spoil. Yeah. He hasn't understood the magic yet.
I think he's got an inferiority complex.
I thought you were giving me grief about my Orioles connection.
No,
because I keep saying we. Yes, somebody asked me in this last night at the game. One of our other coworkers, when did you change your affiliation? Because I was born and raised in Baltimore. I was born and raised an Orioles fan.
Yeah, but you showed up in an M's jersey.
Showed up in an M's jersey.
Yeah.
Because I'm a Seattle fan. I'm a Mariner fan now, and I'll root for the Orioles if they're playing the Red Sox, the Yankees, whomever. If they're playing around, I don't care. I'm watching the scoreboard. I'm rooting for. I want the O's to do well. My buddies are all still Oriole fans. My brother's still Oriole fan. Them O's, But I'm a Mariner fan.
Yeah.
So we are so close.
Good for you.
And we'll lose a few, but that doesn't take away from how great last night was.
It was a fun night.
Did you get to go out into the general stands with your boy?
Yeah. We
did all the things because we got so many suggestions from the audience on things to do.
We did it all. We got literally hundreds of suggestions. We did it all.
Excellent.
We didn't see any of the game. We just did all your suggestions.
Walked around, played the stuff. My kid was like, "Who's that statue?" Because we're walking around, we're doing a little tour of the ballpark.
Sure.
We get out to center field. Who's that statue? And I'm like, "That's Dave Niehaus." I'm like, "How have I failed?"
Jeez,
as a parent, my kid has to ask who the statue in center field is.
To be fair, that makes sense. It makes sense. Young people don't know.
They don't appreciate the history.
I asked my son if he wanted to take a picture in front of Edgar Martinez. You know the Edgar Martinez statue outside the stadium?
You bet.
It's like, hey, you want to get a picture in front of Edgar thing? And he didn't even look at me. He just went, nah. Just kept walking. And then I asked him too. This was heartbreaking. There's all these wonderful moments. This is highs and lows of parenting. I apologize. We're talking so much about Mariners, but we have to. So we get to the ballpark last night, and I'm just like, again, I'm having this whole separate experience because it's his first game, and I know what that meant to me when I was with my dad first game. And so I'm walking around like I'm literally, I'm not a person who does drugs, but I imagine if you were a person who does drugs, you'd be like, it's euphoric. I was euphoric last night.
As someone who has, it's a very similar feeling.
Okay, I've never done them, and I don't plan on doing them.
Very similar.
But like when I get a really good night of sleep, that's how I feel. And I'm walking in with my kid, and we're like walking around, and there's a statue up ahead. I'm like, hey, you want to go see the statue? And he says, no, and he's not interested. I was like, all right, well, hold my hand across the street. He goes, no. He won't hold my hand. And then at some point, I'm like, do you want to ride on my shoulders? Because I saw a picture of somebody with their kid at the ballpark on their shoulders. Like, do you want to ride on my shoulders? And I'll, carry you around the stadium? He goes, no. And I'm just like, this hurts. It hurts to watch them grow up. But it was a good experience.
It was a wonderful night.
Still a lot of fun. He did get a picture in front of it. There's like a giant bobblehead.
Yeah,
he was
center
interested
field.
in that.
Yeah, you bet.
He was interested
Julio.
Julio bobblehead.
Laura, did you get to ride on your mom's shoulders as part of the game experience last night?
Who was that lady you were with, by the way, Laura?
lady?
I cannot believe. And your mom has said so many nice things about this show. And we've talked about your mom so many times. I would have loved,
sweet lady. Very
I would have
nice
loved to meet your mom.
Yeah. Well, you should have. You were sitting right next to her.
I know. So
big time.
What's she doing this weekend? You want to go back to? Can she come to a game with me?
Yeah.
Have a catch.
That's her
treat.
penance somehow. All right, let's move off of Mariners for just a second. This is another. This is the worst. Okay, I have a question for you. Do you remember that story in Enumclaw where they have that video of those 3 kids who are walking around, scoping out the school? National news. I believe the FBI had to get involved.
That's
all this
exactly
stuff.
right.
They apprehended the teens. They were worried it was a bad situation.
They were in their casing. They were in their. The initial fear was they were casing the school for a future terrorist action.
Horrible thing. Then they find out, no, it was actually just a school prank. The kids were walking around with they were airsoft guns, like the little pellet guns that people have, and that it was actually just part of a school prank. Oh, my thing just fell down there. And so they were saying that, so what do you do with these kids now? If it's just a prank, it's a very serious, stupid thing they've done. It's the worst thing they could do.
Oh, that's a great question.
I heard one of the other hosts on one of the other shows say that you should make them repeat senior year.
Oh, come on.
That's
Who said that?
excessive. I don't want to say
Okay, that's
You
no.
can read about it on MyNorthwest.com.
That's not, no.
But they said have them repeat senior year. But to me.
In El Salvador?
Yeah.
Is that what they're saying?
Well, I guarantee you they wouldn't do it again. But I think, what do you think the punishment should be? It should be something serious. I mean, they've obviously, not making good decisions.
Boy, that's a great question. I don't know if I'd let him graduate off the stage.
That was my instinct too.
I don't,
you don't get to
be
graduate with your class.
But that's another. This is.
But the graduation's not for you. Now you're punishing the parents.
That's where I was going.
But
right, you're holding.
Side note. Now you're dealing also how did the parents raise kids who thought this was an acceptable prank?
Did you ever do a senior prank? Did you do stupid stuff? I mean, we all did, right?
But it wasn't like...
we didn't, put on masks and carry an airsoft rifle through and break into the school. First off, that right there is enough for me. That's already way too far for senior prank.
What was your
to break into the school? We glued everything closed.
It's like super glue?
Yeah. Desks and locks and phones and stuff like that in various locations.
Sure.
But we did it during school hours.
That's a pretty good prank.
Thousands of dollars in property damage.
I'm sure. And I'm sure the statute of limitations has expired now. I'm not sure I can speak with impunity now for my ridiculously immature actions.
Did you watch them attempt to use the items that were?
Oh, there was a assembly. There was an assembly to chastise those guilty. No, they know who you are.
How did they try to rat you out?
Nobody broke. Nobody broke.
Well, this is Baltimore. You guys are pretty tough.
We had a code. We had code, hon.
Yeah.
We had code, honor.
Anybody turns on us,
you're done.
You're not gonna like it. So nobody got.
No, we never got cheesed. We never got
just kind of snickering about it.
Yeah, exactly. I reminiscent of that scene from Son of a... And you!
Yeah.
You sons of it! Yeah, calling us out. I won't say what
but nobody got in trouble. Nobody got in trouble.
Nobody got in trouble. No. Yeah. Because it was pretty much all in harmless fun. I don't know, it was thousands of dollars in damage.
The Skorheim thing is a much different thing.
This is a whole different level of...
They had to shut the school down. They shut everyone in the district is scared out of their minds.
There wasn't a national epidemic of school gluings.
Yeah.
When I was a high school senior, as we have come to be living with for the last 20 some years.
Laura,
we've become none of the school shootings. So to walk through the hallways, break into a school carrying what appeared to be
they look real.
a weapon.
Yeah,
That's the thing about it. And that's another whole topic is, why are we selling airsoft rifles that could get you shot by a cop?
Well, that's nothing new. They're not going to get rid of pellet guns. You're not going to make a pellet gun look like a Beanie Baby.
I don't know. They should come in pink and baby blue.
They do sell. Pink.
That's all they should come in.
You can buy pink rifles. You can buy pink 22s. Laura, do we have the video of the other high school grad prank? All right, we're going to watch this with you on it. If you're watching on mynorthwest.com or you're on YouTube right now, you can check this out. It's a lot of fun. This is a Florida high school student who has gone viral. He decided, this isn't really a prank. This is more like I guess he was showing off, or I guess this could be termed like excessive celebration. He's excessively celebrating across the stage.
Okay.
And he decides he's going to do a backflip. I've always dreamed of doing a backflip, but I understand, physically, I'm not going to be able to do that.
No, God gave you very certain gifts.
Backflipping is not
one of them.
Yeah.
No.
And neither for this kid.
Smart enough to know.
Can we watch this video? Watch this. He backflips and kicks the girl behind him. Did you see that? Can we back that up one more time, Laura? Backflip, knocks her down.
Dude.
Yeah. Everyone was fine. It's like a very light backflip.
Yeah, but don't you warn the girl behind you?
He did.
He told her?
He actually
Okay.
did. So she's partly to blame
There
because
you
she
go.
came up
Okay.
really tight on it. But he
Okay.
told her, apparently, before he got on stage, he told her, he goes,
Hey, listen, give me a little room.
Give me a little space.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to backflip.
I got no problem with the kid doing that then.
Yeah.
My thing was he put his fellow students in danger, but he didn't.
Oh, he didn't drop
She
kick her.
knuckleheaded up.
Yeah. She walked too closely. So, yeah, we'd be interested if you guys have any high school pranks you guys pulled off.
Or
please let us know.
what do you think should happen to these
Yeah, what
three
should happen to
kids?
these kids? Should they be forced to repeat senior year, which seems even that seems excessive. For
That's
the crazy
that
thing
seems
that they
nuts. That seems crazy. That's a year of their life.
Yeah, I don't think that's the answer. But who knows? Maybe that'll happen. 888-973-5476. You can hit us up on the YouTube page, in the chat box, which is where we'll be hanging out over the commercial break. This is exciting. When we come back from break, is it tomorrow?
Tomorrow's
Donut Day?
National Donut Day. This is National Is it international or national?
International,
Donut
national.
Week. National Donut Week. Thank you, Jim.
Okay.
Top Pot Donuts.
It's national?
National.
All right. Donut Week coming up. We got the Top Pot guys that are in with us. And then I thought it'd be fun. We should come up with a way to compete, see who can eat a donut the fastest. People can watch us on the. Would you do that?
No.
You wouldn't do that?
You don't race through a Top Pot donut.
Well, eat the first one slowly. Eat the first one fast, and then the second one slowly.
Does anybody know the Heimlich maneuver before we undertake this?
All right, if you want to
level of
watch me,
stupidity?
if you want to watch me stuff a donut in my face, I will do that very soon. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino.
KIRO Newsradio, the Northwest's trusted news source.
Get the latest from KIRO Newsradio's James Lynch.
It happened Wednesday morning just after 6 o'clock.
Experienced voices you trust.
Several people hurt after a violent Saturday in Pierce County.
Coverage you depend on.
More from KIRO Newsradio's Matt Markovich.
It's as close to a veto warning as you could possibly get.
KIRO Newsradio. We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Homeowners, protect your biggest investment now with Integrity Roofing and Construction. Get ahead of the summer rush. Integrity is your family-owned, award-winning roofing and construction company. They're ready to give your home the protection it deserves, okay? Integrity offers a complete in-house construction division, a design division. Integrity is known for top-notch service, of course, and on-site project management that makes every process incredibly easy. Beat the summer rush. Call Integrity today for a free estimate at 206-202-ROOF. That's 206-202-ROOF or online at integrityrc.com.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. This June, for Men's Health Month, Revive Seattle is offering a free comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value, including testosterone, blood sugar, heart health, and more. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends June 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today.
Hi, I'm Keith Dashafee, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. We're celebrating 100 years of Pella excellence with an offer as strong as our legacy. Get $100 off every window, $100 off every door, and enjoy 100 days with no interest and no payments. It's our way of saying thank you for letting us be a part of your homes for a century. Visit PellaPNW.com to schedule your free consultation today. Pella, 100 years strong.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Pro Paint Days are back at Lowe's, and My Lowe's Pro Rewards members can save even more with limited time deals. Right now, buy one, get one half off select HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams primer and ceiling paint. Plus, get free same-day delivery to your job site when you order by 2 p.m. Offer valid through 6/13. Delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Additional terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Did you know that over the past 10 years, home values have increased the most during the first quarter of the year? So how much is your home worth right now? Check it out instantly at sellwithwest.com. Sure, there are other apps out there you can use, but most of them are national companies. If you want local expertise, someone who actually knows what's happening with the housing market in your neighborhood, there's no one more local than Wes Jones. If you're even thinking about making a move in 2025, go to sellwithwest.com, sellwithwest.com, and start by using their free home value calculator to see what your home is worth. It might be worth more than you think. You'll get so much more than just a number from Wes Jones. We're talking about recent sales in your neighborhood, the market temperature in your city, side-by-side comparisons of multiple online estimates. You can even calculate how much equity you have, and even a breakdown of how your home's value has changed over time. So here's what you have to do. Go to sellwithwest.com, type in your address, and bam, you'll have instant access to all of this and more. It's fast, easy, it's local. Sellwithwest.com, a better way to sell your home.
If you want a dream bathroom without a humongous price tag, now's the time to call Bathfitter Northwest. Ursula Royteen here. I picked Bathfitter because they are the original one-day bath remodeler. They're a local family-owned business that's been around for 40 years. They own every step in the process to make sure you get the best quality product and the best value. Now get 0% interest for 24 months. Call the people I trust to do the job right, Bathfitter, or visit bathfitternw.com.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Care Partners Senior Living is growing. Amanda here. We are very excited to introduce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, and North Creek Bothell, bringing compassionate, quality care at an affordable price, closer to more of you. Visit carepartnersliving.com today.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. Ominous courtroom audio of a Central Washington father who is now accused of killing his 3 daughters. At a hearing in September, Travis Decker pleaded with a judge to let him keep his overnight visits with a girl.
Every time I've had the girls, we have been in campsites in national forests and paid campsites.
It's at one of those campsites near Leavenworth that Decker is accused of killing his daughters. He's on the loose, and now the Chelan County Sheriff is asking people to lock down their cabins and turn on outside lights if they live in remote areas, specifically in Chelan, Kittitas, King, Snohomish, and Okanagan counties, as officers try to flesh him out. The U.S. Supreme Court sides with an Ohio woman who says she was discriminated against at work because she's straight.
Marlene Ames had worked for the Ohio Department of Youth Services for 30 years when she applied for a promotion. The job went to a gay person. Then she was demoted and replaced by another gay person.
They put a 25-year-old man with less than 3 years of service to do my job.
Ames' salary was cut in half.
It was humiliating going to work.
The justices ruled unanimously that civil rights law draws no distinction between members of majority or minority groups. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
The nation's highest court also ruled on a law that allowed Mexico to sue U.S. gun makers over violence in that country.
The gun makers should have known that their guns were going to be trafficked and be used for violence by the cartels in Mexico. If the court had adopted that rationale, this would have been a major case.
But CBS's Jan Crawford says the high court ruled that the law was invalid here. President Trump says that he's disappointed Elon Musk is criticizing his big, beautiful budget bill. Trump insinuating the billionaire misses the limelight of being at the White House.
They leave and they wake up in the morning and the glamour's gone. The whole world is different.
and they become hostile.
Musk warns the bill will increase the national debt. It has passed the House but faces an uncertain future in the Senate. Ahead of tomorrow's jobs and unemployment report, the U.S. labor market is showing growing cracks. CBS's Jason Brooks explains.
Initial jobless claims hit an 8-month high on a gain of 8,000 to 247,000. In addition to that, the Challenger job cut report spiked higher in May compared to a year earlier by 47% to nearly 94,000 layoffs. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 144 points, NASDAQ off 155. From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk, road work has a lane closed on northbound I-5 near Nisqually. You're backed up between the Nisqually Bar and Grill and Martin Way East. Travel time, Olympia to Tacoma, 44 minutes. That's about 10 minutes longer than usual. You've also got construction along JBLM southbound. Tacoma to Tacoma, Tacoma to Olympia. Travel time, 44 minutes, 5 minutes longer. Traffic brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Through June, save $750 per window and $1,500 per door. LakeWashingtonWindows.com. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Mostly sunny skies today with highs in the mid-70s. It's 72 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. I have been excited about this for a week. More than actually exactly a week ago, Spike lied to me and said that we had the donut guys coming in.
Yeah,
Mark
I said
Klebeck,
it was
founder of Top Pot Donuts, and
Yeah.
Jim Eschweiler, the current CEO. They join us now. Welcome, guys.
Top time. Somebody turn you this.
There we go.
There you
Your
go.
mics are on now. You're good.
There you go. We
Welcome,
got you.
guys.
That was our bad.
Thank
not you
you.
guys.
Right, we were rolling up. I said we're either a week late or an hour early.
You know what? Actually, kind of both.
Right?
Yeah, they
You
were
guys can
both.
do
You got in
anything.
early today, but a week late. But it's not your fault. Spike just told you the
My
wrong
fault.
day.
My fault. We
Told
were
me the wrong day.
Mark reached out. Mark Klebeck reached out today, 2 weeks ago, and said, "Hey, man, it's National Donut Week coming up. We want to come in and celebrate with you guys because we've known each other since almost since like you guys first opened. You're coming up on 25 years next year, right?
Yeah,
Something like that.
pretty close.
Pretty close, yeah. So we bought in early to this dream that is Top Pot Donuts.
Yeah. Top Pots is such a special. Why do you guys think? Let's jump right in here. Why do you guys think Top Pots has made such a mark? There's a lot of people who. Do you know how many donuts? Quick side note. Do you know how many donuts people eat every year in the United States? Because I do. I looked it up.
I just saw the average is 63 per person.
63 per person. But do you like nationally how many we're consuming every single year? 10 billion donuts. Does that seem like a lot to you? It doesn't seem like enough to me. I was saying,
No, it's never
You guys
enough.
hiring? Is that what I'm hearing?
It's never enough.
not enough. No, but Top Pots is. There's a lot of donut shops, but Top Pots is one of those ones where I feel like when I go in, I'm having a special donut experience. Was that always the intention, Mark, when you guys started this? You and your brother started the business.
Yeah, we started in 2002, and we try to kind of build an atmosphere and stuff. Building out our own storefronts, everything with the cabinets, just the look and the feel, and then then the donuts were part of that too. And it just something about it just resonated with the public, and then it just kind of went from there, and people just started embracing it, and we really embrace our patrons too.
You and your brother started out. You mentioned cabinets. You guys were cabinet makers. Is that right?
We're cabinet makers by trade.
And so naturally, you are donut makers now.
It's the natural progression. Seems obvious to most people.
We were obsessed with it, but we both love donuts, and so we. The cabinets and everything that we taught ourselves how to build.
All our cabinets kept looking like delicious donuts.
It was a way to save money, but we had the luxury of being able to kind of tailor each space to the way we want it to look, and then it just went from there. And we approached the donuts the same way. We wanted quality.
Yeah,
that's the beauty of Top Pot. Is that there are other donut companies out there who make donuts, and I'll leave it at that because that's if you got nothing nice to say, don't say anything. My mom always taught me, right? I remember when that other donut circus came to town and had a big fanfare, and we here at this radio station, not just us, but everybody was like, "That's not a donut. That's a circus act. Top Pot is a donut."
Yeah.
And you talked about, Mark. It's It's the fact that it's a common bond between not just everybody, but generations of people. One of my fondest memories of it as a kid, and forgive me, but I was raised on the East Coast, and for us it was Dunkin' Donuts. But I still remember going with my old man to the Dunkin' store and picking out, helping the old man fill a box. And I imagine you see families come in to this day, and that's part of the generational bonding experience.
I think the best part of it is what creates that visceral connection. It's great we have a product that's nostalgic. It's great that our specific product is really high quality, but it's also the ones you had as a kid.
Yes.
So it's the donuts you recognize from when you were young.
I don't want Captain Crunch on a donut. I don't want that garbage. I don't want to.
Gummy
worms.
Nostalgic for
okay,
Fruit
great.
Loops
Gummy
on
worms.
it.
Keep them. Keep them. Give me a
Absolutely.
glazed.
So what Jake's doing with his boys, taking them out on Saturdays, generations and generations have done it, and it's one of the most fun things is when you're in a conversation and I'll say everybody has a donut story, and people will start telling theirs, and you'll see 65-year-old tough guys tearing up talking about the cold glass of milk with dad after the movie on the East Coast, and that's where you get that visceral connection that really makes it special.
And you use flour that was originally milled in 1922, right? Is that what I'm hearing from this? Just for the sake of the stuff, just a pinch in every batch, like a good sourdough baker will, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Cold War.
That's your starter. They have a donut starter. I'm
kidding.
No, they don't do that.
Can I take a very selfish moment here?
Please.
It was no secret to the city that my daughter, who got married a month and a half ago now, loves your donuts, and a particular donut. She loves the chocolate glazed, raised glazed, and wanted for her wedding to have Top Pot be the dessert at their wedding, John and Ryan. And you guys, I reached out to Mark, and he goes, "Yeah, we cater." And so at this most beautiful day of my life to this moment so far is my kids' wedding, even better than mine. My kids' wedding was fabulous, and we had Top Pot cater the event, and it was such a hit. I swear to you, I'm not kidding. I had to post a guard at the table because your team came in and set up in this gorgeous display. If you're on the YouTube channel, you can see just a piece of it. You guys put together this incredible once in a lifetime, memory forever display of donuts at my kid's wedding, and we're serving dinner. They're clearing dinner. They haven't cut the cake yet, and I'm watching people walk away with a donut in their mouth. I'm like, whoa. Hey, staff on hand, can you tell people that we haven't served dessert yet? And then there goes another person. And I'm not talking about kids who snuck over to grab a donut. I'm talking about the best man. Comes with half a donut in his mouth. I'm like, guys, please. That's how beautiful the table was.
A really good donuts.
How great the product. So I just wanted to say thank you. You guys, you really you over-delivered.
It's humbling that was on Ryan's list. That was something.
That's what she wanted.
That was meaningful.
And these guys made their favorite. John's favorite is a fritter. Ryan's is a raised glaze, and they made special.
They put a little veil on one.
The colors of the wedding party.
Did you actually put veil on it?
No. You can't eat a veil. Come on.
No, you can't.
But I should have put a chain link fence around it. But anyway, it was wonderful, and I thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Jim, what are you guys doing for? Is tomorrow? Is it a National Donut? Is it National Donut Week or Day?
National Donut Day.
And I guess in the donut world, it's a week celebration.
But we kind of started in your shirt. What we started with is, look, one day isn't enough. So we kind of started talking, hey, it's National Donut Week. And so we, get out and make the rounds and say hello to people. And then tomorrow is just flat out bonkers.
What can people
responders, like hospitals, will go and make all the drops, and we'll load up 80 dozen donuts, and then we
that's just free to them.
We leave at 6 a.m. So we load up Jim's car, and it's a heyday. And so from 6 a.m. until probably 3 p.m., we just go out and we do a delivery of donuts to all the community and people that make it special. But in store,
these shirts you guys are modeling, right? They're available to the public.
Correct.
What do folks got to do?
While supplies last, so
thanks for that.
Purchase 2 dozen and get a free T-shirt.
And the shirt's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it keeps in line with your nostalgic sense of dare I say the romance of donuts. It really. I mean, it's retro. It's beautiful.
Great shirt. It's a great shirt. Real fast because we're short on time.
He's like, shut up. Like,
how fun is it though to go in? Like, this is something that we've done in my family before. Like, taking a dozen donuts into a police office, like a police station
or a hospital for the nurses.
Just to drop it off. Honestly, like just that feeling of being able to go in, and at first, like people are kind of eyeing you, like, "What do you got in the box?" But then when they see that it's donuts, It's so nice. It's like the best feeling in the world. What does that feel like? You guys just, is that your favorite day of the year?
It's like Christmas. It really is. And as you become an adult and Christmas is for your kids, it's almost that same thing too. That joy and bringing the joy.
Oh, that's great.
It's really hard to describe. And there's something about Top Pot Doughnuts that you do not get a reaction in this town like you do walking in with that red box of Top Pot Doughnuts. And so it's
walk in with an acre of clams. See how it goes. It doesn't go that great.
All right, that's Mark Klebeck. He's a founder of Top Pot. And we got Jim Eschweiler, who's the CEO. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Thanks for the cool shirts.
Thanks for thinking of us today, guys.
And over the commercial break, if you guys are streaming and you want to watch me and Spike eat a bunch of donuts.
Oh, it's going to happen.
If you're into that sort of a thing, we will be doing it.
I'm going to do it slow.
Most of them have already been claimed by the team, so you got to get over the quick.
That's why there's Post-its all over them. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
You never know what's in store each morning once you hit the road.
We've got a major traffic alert in effect right now.
While you're getting ready every morning, make us part of your routine.
What morning, huh?
Yeah. Got off to an early start.
Just tell your smart speaker to play KIRO News Radio or stream us on the app.
Both directions of I-5 are closed.
We'll help you get where you're going faster.
Maybe bail at 512.
KIRO News Radio. We're on your smart speaker, the app, and 97.3 FM.
Need a new roof, a deck, siding, windows? Get up to $3,000 off any new installation. Hi, it's Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Home projects can add up fast, but we're here to help you save big. Book now and lock in up to $3,000 off in savings. That's $3,000 off any new installation. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your free estimate today. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Spike O'Neill here. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens gave me back the perfect vision I had up until a few years ago. Now, never need glasses again. Never develop cataracts. Been about 6 months since my RLE surgery. My vision is better than it's ever been in my life. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens, privately owned, no corporate shareholders or boardrooms. Dr. Sharp built his business on the principle of always strive to overaccomplish, never overprice. Call 425-451-2020 or go online to sharp-vision.com. That's sharp with an e-vision.com. Official eye care providers of Sounders FC.
Charlie Harger here. When your hot turns to cold, you better think fast. Fast water heater. Call 1-800-THINK-FAST. That's 1-800-THINK-FAST or fastwaterheater.com.
You better think fast. Fast water heater.
Are you putting off your new kitchen plans? Why wait? Hi, Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Call today for a free in-home estimate. Years of experience, thousands of happy customers. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600 or heritagehomecraft.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
So I formed Davis Law Group about 30 years ago, and I would get, the same questions from people about what to do in the case of an accident. Do you need a lawyer? To the point where I decided that I would at least write a book which would answer the common questions that I would receive as a lawyer. Once I wrote my first book, it proved to be hugely popular. I decided to write then a series of books in different accident cases so that we could really teach people about their rights, how to protect them, and how to decide on whether they need a lawyer and what lawyer to hire. I've found in my career that having a client that is educated and knowledgeable about their particular type of case really helps the client and also usually ends up making the case or the claim more successful. To get your free copy of any of my Washington accident books, visit WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
If you want a dream bathroom without a humongous price tag, now's the time to call Bathfitter Northwest. Ursula Royteen here. I picked Bathfitter because they are the original one-day bath remodeler. They're a local, family-owned business that's been around for 40 years. They own every step in the process to make sure you get the best quality product and the best value. Now get 0% interest for 24 months. Call the people I trust to do the job right, Bathfitter, or visit bathfitternw.com.
Cars for Kids, your trusted charity for car donations, also accepts donations of boats, RVs, motorcycles, and real estate. Call today, 877-CARS4KIDS.
Wait, if I work today, why should I have to wait 2 weeks to get my money? With Earnin, you can access your pay as you work instead of waiting days and weeks for a paycheck. Get up to $150 a day with a max of $750 between paydays. No interest, no credit checks, and no mandatory fees. Because, hey, it's your money. Download the Earnin app now to get it and join millions of people making any day payday. That's EARNIN. Earnin is not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors. Available in select states. Expedited transfers available for a fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit earnin.com for full details.
All right, welcome back to the show. All right, NBA Finals starts tonight. The Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Indiana Pacers. The Thunder host the first, I believe it's the first, second, fifth games is what they're guaranteed to get. Who knows what other games they might host, depending on how long
you're right.
the series
Yes, it's a 2-2-1-1-1.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Here's a question for you. Is there any way in HE double hockey sticks that you're going to be voting or rooting for, rooting for the Thunder? Is there any chance, I'll just say it, is there any chance in hell you're going to root for the Thunder? Knowing that it should be, that should be us.
I don't know how anybody could from this town.
How could you?
I don't know how you could. If somebody out there is a Seattle, a Northwesterner, a Washingtonian, and you is your affinity for the Western Are you a big Western Conference fan? I know some people are. If we get to the Super Bowl, I often root for the NFC.
That's different though, because
but that's the only way I could see you could be a Thunder fan is if you're rooting for the Western Conference.
Yeah.
But this is Oklahoma City.
It's like if you here's a good analogy. You're in love, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
You're in love. Actually, no. Here's a better analogy. You're married.
Yes.
And your spouse divorces you,
mm-hmm.
and now you're supposed to be excited that they're getting remarried somewhere else and that it's going great.
Yeah, and that's your beach house they're celebrating in.
Yeah.
Celebrating their anniversary. They're renewing their vows in your beach house.
They have reached the NBA Finals. I don't see how anybody could be rooting for them. I don't get it. And it's the same way. I don't want to seem like a spiteful person, but if you play sports in Seattle and then you leave and go somewhere else, as often happens,
mm-hmm.
think of all the players that we've sent to New York who have just done phenomenally.
Mariners used to be a farm team for the rest of Major League Baseball.
Yes,
yep.
Absolutely.
Watch the All-Star game. Former Mariner.
As soon as Russell Wilson left,
yeah,
my darker side, I was like, I'm going to root against this guy hard. Hard.
Yeah.
In life, I want him to be successful in
Sure,
life, but I
yeah,
don't want
yeah.
him to be successful
In another
on a different
jersey,
team.
and as a Bronco or a
Yeah.
Steeler, or
Yeah,
was he
yeah,
not a Giant now?
He is a Giant, yes.
Yeah, I mean, he's making the round. Are you a Giant fan?
No, I was a former Russell Wilson enthusiast.
Attaboy.
And then when he left, I was probably the biggest hater when he played the Seahawks game one.
Hey, you betray us. What do you want?
Yeah, and then he just was like, didn't play good. And I was like, okay, Russ, we beat you already. You can start playing good again. So it's just it's been a fall from grace, safe to say.
Yeah.
Then you felt bad for him.
And you're not rooting for the Thunder.
No.
I'd be mystified to find anybody in our audience who is rooting for the Oklahoma City
If you
Thunder.
feel like you're rooting for the Thunder and you are rooting for them because you have some misguided loyalty to the Sonics, I would love to hear from you, actually. I'd be very interested in the psychology behind that. 888-973-5476.
I mean, it's, if it were the Oklahoma City Sonics, because I was born and raised in Baltimore as a Baltimore Colt fan.
Yeah, but you
and
can't.
they left when I was 21.
You're never going to root for the
1984.
Colts again.
The Indian no place. I would never root for the Indianapolis Colts. I can't. Peyton Manning be damned. I can't do it.
Do you think we're ever going to get a team back here?
Absolutely. I have absolute faith in the city of Seattle and the NBA rekindling our cold romance. Absolutely. We're an NBA town. We proved it for decades. We're an NBA town.
Yeah, I just feel like we've had that feeling for a long time now, and it just hasn't happened. There's been good opportunities. There have been teams who've been wanting to move. There have been franchises.
Yeah, but the league is serious about expansion now. They've got their TV contract in place. They've got their collective bargaining with the players in place.
But do you remember the fervor when what was his name? Chris what's his face? Big wealthy guy who's like a finance guy from here.
Oh, the guy who tried to build the
the
arena
Soto.
downtown. Yeah.
Do you remember the fervor? He literally, like at FX McCory's, he had a drinks on me situation.
Guy wanted to build us an arena.
The city loved him, and yet still, like you couldn't come up with a better situation. You got a billionaire who's just ready to who's ready to foot the cost.
Yep.
And it still doesn't happen.
Well, that was because they knew that would be the death knell for Seattle Center. If they didn't put the NHL and the NBA in Seattle Center, they knew that section of town, that historic section of Seattle, would be no more. Needle is not enough to drive people to the center. So that's why. What was Chris's last name? Chris? I can't remember.
It's not Chris Wallace.
No.
It's a news guy. Chris something.
Anyway, that's why that didn't happen, and that's why the NBA didn't come then. That's why we weren't able to lure the NBA then. But I truly believe,
So
the Seattle Sonics will once again tip it.
Your words to God's ears. Your lips to God's ears. I hope so. Do you think that, are you going to be watching any of the NBA Finals this year?
No,
me neither.
No, they're dead to me. I'll just wait for the Pacer banner to be raised, and I'll read it in the papers.
When you got an NBA team in Seattle, then I'll tune back in.
I'll be
Not
back.
before then. Not before then. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Let's see. Next hour, we have tons of stuff to get to. We have a Costco. I am genuinely, and this is not hyperbole, I think Costco's about to step into a whole new dimension of success.
Really?
They're rolling out, and if they do this at all their stores, I think this is one of the smartest ideas that Costco's ever come up with.
Wow.
And they have the $1.50 hot dog soda combo. So I'm going to tell you about this thing coming
Costco does
next.
just about everything right in my book.
They do it, but it's going to make everything else is going to pale in comparison to what Costco's about to roll out. It's going to make your life so much easier. We'll talk about it next. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Was drafted in 1999 by the Philadelphia 76ers, and that was just absolutely a dream come true.
Todd's playing in the NBA is unique. His battle with neuropathy is not.
I first started noticing problems a couple years into my NBA career.